Patterson, minister for Noble Rock Christ, located at 1708 Highway 161, Noble Rock, Arkansas. My friends, I want to announce that we have started a live stream broadcast. The purpose of this broadcast is to preach the gospel of Christ. It is definitely not a worship service. In Romans 16, 1 and 2, Paul said, I commend unto you Phoebe, our sister, which is a servant of the church which is at Cenchrea, that you receive her in the Lord as becoming saints, and that you assist her in whatever business she have need of you. For she had been a succorer of many, and of myself also. My friends, I want to compliment my lovely wife, Thelma, who is my personal Phoebe. She has been a helper to me in many things, especially in our technical department. In Ecclesiastes 4, 9 and 12, the Bible said, 2 are better than 1 because they have a good reward for their labor. And if 1 prevail against him, 2 shall withstand him. And a threefold cord is not quickly broken. My friends, through the eyes of Solomon, I can see why there has been so much longevity with our son Reginald K. Patterson, known as AKA G.O., who have asked me for many years to go live on social media. Also, our friend Diana Sanders, who allowed me to write articles for her newspaper for many years, and for her encouraging me to write my first book titled Yoking Up to the Gospel Plow to learn about Jesus Christ. And for four of my special friends who have recently asked me to go live stream, John F. Austin, Associate Minister of the Minneapolis Central Church of Christ in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Dwight Adams, Taurus Cochran, and Benny Eagles. My friends, above all else, I truly want to give thanks to the God of heaven for putting me into the ministry and for giving me the courage to proclaim his word in these perilous times. In Romans 10:15, Paul said, and how shall they preach except they be sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things. My friends, as quiet as it may be kept, in 1983, I, Robert L. Patterson, was sent to preach the gospel of Christ to the Scott Avenue Church of Christ in Forest City, Arkansas, by the late Johnny Lawrence, minister of the McAlmont Church of Christ, located at 4504 Forester Road, Noble Rock, Arkansas. My friends, we started this congregation in May 5, 2003, in the home of Robert and Thelma Patterson at 1704 East Palomino Drive, Sherwood, Arkansas, with 4 members, Brother Robert Patterson, minister evangelist, my wife Thelma A. Patterson, my oldest sister, Hazelree Montgomery, and my youngest sister, Charlene Patterson. My friends, this broadcast is to inform the entire world that because Satan and his angels cannot go back to heaven, they are trying to deceive the whole world. His angels, who are also known by many nicknames, and during this present time, they are called by the nickname coronavirus. And regardless to the name that they are calling them, all of these devils came to steal, kill, and to destroy the salvation that Jesus Christ came to provide for the entire world. In Matthew 16:18, Jesus said, and I say also unto thee, that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. My friends, Jesus made it very plain that there was nothing that Satan and his angels had in hell that could prevent him from building his church. In Psalm 40, verses 1 and 2, David said, I waited patiently for the Lord, and he inclined unto me, and heard my cry, and brought me up also out of an horrible pit, out of the miry clay, and set my feet upon a rock, and establish my goings. And he put a new song in my mouth, even praises unto our God. Many shall see it and fear, and shall trust in the Lord. I hope, my friends, that we be able to help you to fear and trust in the Lord. My friends, I too was like David. I was down in a horrible pit, and I cried out to the Lord, and he heard my cry. He brought me up out of that sad condition and put my feet up on a rock, and I am sure that that rock was Christ. In Matthew 7:24 and 25, the Bible said, Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man, which built his house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. My friends, Christ promised all those that will hear and keep his word that there is nothing that Satan nor any of his coronavirus devils can beat us up with that would make us fall, because we are protected by a rock, and that rock is Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. In John 10:12 and 13, Jesus said, But he that is an hireling, and not the shepherd, whose own the sheep is not, seeth the wolf coming, and leaveth the sheep, and fleeth, and the wolf catches them, and scattereth the sheep. In verse 13, the Bible said, The hireling fleeth, because he is an hireling, and careth not for the sheep. My friends, a hireling is a person who works solely for compensation or for a fee. He seeth the wolf coming, Jesus said, and he leave the sheep, and the sheep are scattered. My friends, during this time, we are seeing a lot of congregations of the churches of Christ whose ministers have ran away and the sheep are scattered. In Acts 20, verse 29 and 30, Paul said to the elders from Ephesus, For I know this, that at my departure shall grievous wolves enter in among you, not sparing the flock. Also of your own selves shall men arise, speaking perverse things, to draw away disciples after them. That is exactly what's happening today. People are doing all these strange things, and they're telling people to stay home and watch it on live stream and worship God in that manner. Those are people that are being drawn away with these false doctrines. In John 14:1 and 27, Jesus said, Let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you. Not as the world giveth unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. Now, Jesus taught us that himself, to not be troubled, and neither let our hearts be afraid. Then, if all of us knew that today, then why are we so afraid of this coronavirus devil that's running loose in our world? In 1 John 4, verse 17 and 18, John said, Herein is our love made perfect, that we may have boldness in the day of judgment. Because as he is, so are we in this world. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear, because fear has torment. He that feareth is not made perfect in love. If John is right, and he is, then John said that we are in torment when we are in fear. So what's the difference? We living in hell now because of fear. So we need to get rid of that fear, y'all, so we can serve God like God wants to be served. My friends, does Satan and his corona devils think that they have the entire world in so much fear that we all have forgotten what Jesus said concerning fear? Jesus said in Matthew chapters 10, verse 28, And fear not them which shall kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. Furthermore, Jesus said in Matthew 5, verse 20, For I say unto you, that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, you shall in no wise enter into the kingdom of heaven. My friends, look at the world today. There are some people that's not even Christians holding worship services, while some churches of Christ have shut their doors and gone home, running from the coronavirus wolf. My friends, you can read this and other lessons on our website at the North Little Rock Church OC.com. And we truly thank you for visiting with us, and good day.